Hello everybody, welcome to your live watch-along, or welcome to the UEFA Europa League, UEFA Conference League got round of 16 goal show. So this is going to be interesting. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the stream. Like, subscribe if you are new. Just so you know, we are doing both games in the Europa and Conference League. At the boat, we're doing the 5:47 early kickoffs in both competitions and the 8 o'clock kickoffs as well. We're also going to be chatting about the games on how you think they're going to go. What you guys think? Who you guys think is going to win? Is any players you want to look out for? And also information about the clubs that are being involved in that you've not heard of before. And if you see in your screen, folks, there is some fixtures which do say 2000 hours, which lets you know that they kick off at 8 o'clock. And the ones with the not 0-0 next to them on their scoreline are the early kickoffs in both the Europa League and the Conference League. The 2000 time is the kickoff time. The 8 o'clock kickoffs in the Europa League and the Conference League. But by the time their games come around, they'll have the 0-0 on their next to their respective teams. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the stream. Hopefully you guys can all have a good time. We'll have a good chinwag and all that stuff. I'm going to be having I'm going to be having a game in the background, but it's not going to be. I might have a game in the background, but that's just for me to have in the background because I don't like being in silence, as you know, folks. And we'll give you the early fixtures in the Europa League to tell you who's playing in the Europa League. Bayer Leverkusen are up against Ferencváros of Hungary. Roma are at home against Real Sociedad. Sporting Lisbon are up against Premier League leaders Arsenal. And Union Berlin, the surprise package of the Bundesliga, are up against Union Saint-Gilles of Belgium. And the early kickoff in the Europa in the Conference League is AEK Larnaca versus West Ham, Anderlecht versus Villarreal, FC Sheriff versus Nice. And there are going to be your early kickoffs. So those will be the ones that have got the 0-0s next to those are the fixtures. The 8 o'clock kickoffs, the ones that said the 2000 hours on your screen. Starting with the Europa League is Juventus versus Freiburg, Man United versus Real Betis, Seville versus Fenerbahce, and Shakhtar Donetsk versus Feyenoord. The 8 o'clock kickoffs in the Conference League is Basel versus Slovan Bratislava, Fiorentina versus Sivasspor of Turkey, Ghent versus Istanbul Başakşehir, and Lech Poznan versus Dungardens of Sweden. So those are your 8 o'clock kickoffs. So hopefully we'll have an entertaining round of fixtures ready for you folks, and hopefully it'll be a good. Hopefully we'll have a good game, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. If you guys think I could have done a little bit better with how you think the stream is looking, let me know in the chat. I've managed to find the Europa League and the trophy for the Conference League. So we've got some. Hopefully you guys can see the names, can read the score lines, can see everything. That is the main thing. The only reason I can do it there is because it's in the middle of in the best spot possible. But heyo, guys, keep putting your questions in the chat. Like, sub, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It is, well, none of the games have actually got started yet, folks. They haven't got started yet, but we are just waiting. So at the moment, we are just waiting for the early kickoffs in the Europa League and the Conference League to get underway. And we'll be able... Nah, guys, look at the fixtures, and if there's any teams you haven't heard of, I'll give you guys some information about the various clubs if you have never heard of them before. You just have to let me know on the clubs you have never heard of before, and we'll have a big conversation. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. We've been going for about 4 minutes now. Not far off near kickoff. Kickoff is nearly upon us. And hopefully you guys do enjoy it. I'm just putting out a poll on the channel to let you guys know that we have gone live. And there we go, we can put this on ready because the games are about to get on the way in the early kickoffs in the Europa League and the Conference League. In the background we have got AEK Larnaca of Cyprus versus Premier League West Ham United.
And that will include Manchester United against Real Betis. But our focus is West Ham in Cyprus as the last 16 kicks off. And the players are ready to go. West Ham want to make more memories in European competition. The final in Prague is the aim, but first it's AEK Larnaca in the last 16. The atmosphere over there looks absolutely brilliant. So let's see how this one plays out with your commentators, Clive Allen and first Peter Drury. Good evening.
Lindsay, thank you. Good evening. Yes, the sun has set sleepily on another mild Cypriot day, and the English tourists are looking for a good time as we and as they conjure again with the ongoing West Ham contradiction. Repeatedly underwhelming at home, but hitherto perfect European travellers. No respite by Brighton Beach at the weekend. Now they seek to recuperate on the idyllic coastline of Larnaca. Brand new territory for West Ham to tread. They have never played in Cyprus before. And for the folk of this homely, aspirant little club, the Hammers are first ever English guests. So once more, West Ham journey in search of happiness. From the peril and pressure of their Premier League predicament to the liberating possibility of this building continental adventure. Half a dozen games from a major European final. Be in no doubt that this is by a margin the most substantial European night in the short history of AEK Larnaca. A first ever post-Christmas knockout tie and VIP guests from the big league in England.
So guys, keep putting in your question in the chat. We are now live. We are live, folks. We are live. Let's get a photo for you, folks. That's going to go on the on my Instagram for you guys to have your let you guys have your say.
So there's a first-time greeting all rounds. New territory, new opponents. The Larnaca team is handicapped by the absence of two suspended Spaniards.
So, guys, keep putting your questions in the chat. We got some scores on the doors to keep an eye on.
Top-scoring Israeli Omri Altman isn't quite fit enough to start either, so Rafael Lopez leads the line, as he did in the playoff round, supported by veteran Spaniard Oya.
So guys, keep your questions coming. Like, sub, and subscribe to the channel if you are new.
It's the 15th game of the European season for AEK Larnaca. They began in the Champions League, they went through the Europa League, and they've ended up here.
So, we're just waiting for some of the games to get underway.
Shooting match. West Ham can stick a smile on their season. Over half a dozen games and more for David Moyes in this competition. The officials are Norwegian. They're led by 34-year-old Espen Eshkas, whose only previous contact with an English club came when he oversaw Leicester at Zorya Luhansk a couple of years back.
So, we're just waiting to see how the game goes. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the this UEFA Europa Weekend Conference League round of 16 goal show.
We used the last couple of pre-Christmas European games to experiment very successfully with youth. David Moyes has re-adopted a harder-headed knockout selectorial policy, having said which, only Messrs Areola, Aguerre, Rice and Benrahma survived from the 11 which began that dreadful day at Brighton. Kurt Zouma makes his first European start of the season. Manuel Lanzini maintains his ever-present record in this campaign. Michail Antonio is over his hamstring strain and he plays. And Gianluca Scamacca and, after a very prolonged absence, Maxwell Cornet are on the bench. Well, it is about 10 degrees warmer in Larnaca today than it has been in East London. Nor, of course, is that the only point of contrast. You could fit more than 7 times tonight's sellout attendance into the London Stadium. West Ham are ranked 96 places higher up the UEFA list than their hosts this evening, so the expectation on David Moyes.
So the game is on the way, folks. All the games in the early kickoffs are on the way, so hopefully we'll get some decent goals.
No gimme, of course there is not, but this on the face of it is an inescapably kind draw for West Ham. It's too good a chance to waste. A change here as good as a rest, and you feel that this game, Clive, for West Ham has fallen at just the right time.
Absolutely, an opportunity for the players just to gain confidence, to progress in this competition. A favourable draw, but they have to do it as they did through the group stage, and that was a really professional performances. And I think this evening David Moyes will be expecting that with the team that he selected.
For David Moyes, 2 wins in his last 13 Premier League games, contrasting with 8 successive European wins. This has been the competition this season where he has found his fun.
So guys, keep putting your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new to the channel.
To see young Flynn Downs, David Moyes having trust. Certainly he's acquitted himself particularly well in this competition.
Lanzini, Fornals, Cresswell restored at left back. Lanzini has played every European game from the start. He's the only outfield player to do so. Tino Kehrer fills in at right full-back. I say fills in, he's of course adopted that position quite regularly over the course of a season in which West Ham have sometimes played him in a 3, sometimes...
So guys, keep your questions, they're coming.
Yeah, certainly a 4 that they're adopting tonight. Cresswell in a more traditional left-back position. Kurt Zouma the right of the 2 centre-halves. Kehrer in that right-back berth. Experience across that rear guard. David Moyes will be expecting a clean sheet this evening.
From a goalkeeper who, of course, has a much higher level European experience than this. 5 years ago this week, Alphonse Areola was being knocked out of the Champions League with PSG by Real Madrid. Goals from Ronaldo and Casemiro. Antonio, Fornals. Lanzini. Fornals. Downs. For whom at the start of this season, this competition was really important. It gave him a platform to build his case to be in a West Ham starting 11.
Well, good early tempo from West Ham, I have to
Just
say.
quickly sorting some stuff out, folks.
Quickly, slick passing, good movement. Difficult for AEK Larnaca to get any foothold in the game.
AEK Larnaca had a 3-1 win at the weekend, a win which brought to an end the biggest chunk of the Cypriot domestic season. They finished 2 points behind Apoel, but now the top 6 peel off and play each other home and away again. So 10 more games, and they have a very realistic chance to be champions of Cyprus for the very first time. Runners-up last year for the 5th time in what is a very short history. I've heard to say they were only formed in 1994, and this, by a margin, is their longest ever European run. Yakonis, who's a progressive left-sided player. Beyond who went Englezu, dashing from left back and delivering to the near post.
Yeah, Zuma in a good defensive position there, cutting that.
So guys, keep your
Important interception from him. First time AEK Larnaca have ventured forward.
keep your fingers a coming.
As well for Ben Rama, toying with Casas. Antonio. Stavronedes. Kovacevic. 15 there, the Bosnian, playing in central defence alongside the Serbian giant Nenad Tomovic. Veteran of more than 50 European club games. Begun his career with Red Star Belgrade, and having reached the Europa League semi-final with Fiorentina 8 years ago. Englezu. Yakolis. Sanjurjo, another veteran player in an AEK 11, which over the course of this season has often averaged more than 30 years per player. A handful of players quite comfortably the wrong side of 30.
Fortunately, folks, I'm trying to sort something out for you, but it's not worked.
Absolutely. But a fantastic run until they lost the 2 games in a week to Limassol. Fantastic confidence gained by that. Got back to winning ways at the weekend. So it's a team at the moment that domestically are going very well.
The challenge from Rusledes, another 30-year-old. Left-footed Portuguese in midfield.
Well, Lanzini always happy to receive the ball, but Ledes very close. They are just gaining in some confidence to home side, pressing a little higher, hurrying West Ham, breaking the game up. West Ham started with that controlled possession, but at the moment finding it difficult to maintain that. Confidence growing in the home side.
One quite surprising selection for the home team, about which naturally we're all learning much more than we already know about West Ham, is that they haven't picked their Macedonian international Ivan Trichkovsky, who wears 10 and plays in the number 10 position, scored a domestic hat-trick at the weekend, but is left on the bench this evening. Here's Ledesh.
I'm sure he will be introduced at some point, Peter. 9 goals domestically.
So guys, keep your questions coming. Like, sub, and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Zuma has been fringe over the course of this European campaign.
So hopefully it'll be a good game. It'll be a good result. Some good games, some good passing, some good ability within within the Europa League and within the Conference League, folks. Both of you guys do enjoy the stream.
His teams will get stronger and stronger. The confidence that it brings, not only in this competition, but for their domestic form at home as well, which is going to be very important in the run into the end of the season.
As for Ben Rama, who can't get around Rafael Mamas. Downs.
No, it's just nice.
Whose selection in itself
It's just me being
was a
nice.
statement of intent. If Rice plays, you know the coach means it.
No, but I'm not meant to know that.
Yeah, Clive, you rightly referred to that perfection. See how
Yeah.
Antonio is here. Be aware of
Oh,
his
we do
position.
have a goal for you folks to change this one of the scores. First goal of the
Physical with Antonio.
the night.
He's rolling into his feet. Just clipping the back of his ankle.
Leverkusen 1, Ferencváros 0, folks.
You can see there, he's clearly kicking through the back of him.
Ismail Casas, the right full back, a Spaniard, starting his first European game here this evening. An acquisition from Malaga last summer. Came off the bench in both of the playoff games against Dnipro.
So hopefully you guys do enjoy it.
They were obliged to play, of course, having dropped out of the Europa League as a third-place team. But with Antonio down, it's natural, of course, that Scamacca should be warming up.
I just think at the moment, the way that it's been unfolding for West Ham,
See.
both centre
See.
forwards, Antonio
See.
and Scamacca, can
See.
always use this competition and a night like tonight to gain some confidence. If there's opportunities, goal-scoring opportunities to take home and just set themselves up for the run into the end of the season. Important game time, certainly for Antonio.
Antonio. Good player. No other goals yet, folks. Only the one so far.
Shifting on adventurously here for Iacolis, outside of whom again is Englezu. Englezu's delivery nudged away by Zuma.
Yeah, another important interception, Zuma. This time in swinging right footed cross. Looks like they're targeting Kira on this right side. AK Larnica. Certainly their threat in the early stages have come down this left-hand flank.
See.
Coil up and go long with the throw. Aimed at Lopez, away by Rice, and then skewed harmlessly wide. Marcus Ledes.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for Ledes, a left foot volley, which difficult technique to get it on target, but half a chance.
Well, there he is, Jose Luis Oltra. He's 53 years old, born in Valencia. He spent most of his playing career in the Spanish third tier, midfield player. And until this job had coached principally in...
And we do have another goal for you folks.
Deportivo La Coruña, Mallorca, Cordoba, Granada, Racing Santander.
Roma are 1-0 up against Real Sociedad.
He's in Cyprus and he's doing okay.
Stefan El Shaarawy.
Yielded throw. She's enraged, the boss.
Yeah, it is a cheap giveaway.
What?
Without too much pressure.
That's not my stream.
Dropping off and allowing them a chance to keep the ball.
No, it ain't.
Crossfield pass gives Kerr the chance, and West Ham the opportunity to play in the final third.
By Ben Rama.
Something that I'm watching, which is an actual game of football. Not watching Saudi Pro League because it's Al Nassr playing Al Ittihad first. It's first versus second. I didn't even know Al Ittihad actually had Nuno Espirito Santos as manager.
After the opening 5 minutes, Peter, just going through a scrappy period, the game, which undoubtedly will encourage the home side. That's what they need to do, break up the control of the game that West Ham set about from the start.
So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Still got only 2 goals so far. Well, it has only been about 40 minutes into all the games that I've put in so far.
Pretty eventless first quarter of an hour here.
Here we go. Nope, not yet.
Zuma. Fornals. Lifted away by Tomovic. West Ham's domestic away form, of course, this season has been lamentable. Their only Premier League win on the road was right back in August at Aston Villa. Since when, they have of course won in Denmark and in Belgium and in Romania and in the FA Cup at Brentford and Derby, but
Derby.
in the Premier League they've scored 7 away goals in total in 13 Premier League games and 10 away goals in just 4 European games.
I think that's why the European campaign has been so important, Peter. Their confidence gained from that, haven't transmitted that into their Premier League form. It just keeps the whole squad active with opportunities of games when they might not be playing regular in the Premier League, but David Moyes has been able to keep players reasonably up to speed.
So far, folks, just waiting on goals to be flooding in.
You see there Antonio leading the press. The rest of the team have to come up, press with him, just to hurry AEK up. In that respect, they can't get out of the final third. It does take hard work, it does take a determination, and certainly staying as close as they can behind Antonio when he is the first to go and press.
Fornals really threaded it through for Mikel Antonio. Tomovic read it ably.
Yeah, the Fornals pass was just a straight one which Tomovic intercepted. Antonio certainly span in behind Milicevic.
Jakalic gave and went. Mariñakolis hangs it up, and Cresswell watchfully shepherds it behind.
Well, no one attacking the far post for AEK Larnaca. Good work down that left-hand side from Yakolis once again. Running off the carer, draws again out. He's trying to prevent the cross, but no one for the home side attacking that space. Cresswell taking no chances.
So Rafael Lopez right on the toes of Alphonse Areola here. Mamas and Ledesh together over the set piece. Seen by Lanzini. Given momentary back to Mamas, and a touch behind for another corner.
That was a poor touch from Lanzini that was nearly costly in the end. West Ham conceding the second corner of the game.
Jeez.
This time the left-footed Ledesh is going to deliver it. Flung in by Ledesh. Antonio, the key defender at the near post, and it's going to be a third successive corner.
Yeah, ball left boot from Antonio. That is his job, to protect that near post area. It was flat and fast, and it was a good clearance from the centre forward.
Ledesh, the Portuguese once more. Once of Barcelona. Ledesh again to the near post, and Lopez glanced it on.
Well, Lopez actually got too good a contact as that ball's flashed into that near post area. He rises well. He's in front of Areola and Antonio. Just punching that header over the crossbar. He knows
See
that's
any
his
other
first
goals
chance
have
of the
happened,
night.
folks?
His 8 goals this season have included 3 in European competitions, the last of which was scored at Rennes at the beginning of November.
No other goals yet,
Rosales.
folks.
Rosales beyond Lopez and out by Zuma. And set for Ledesh. Who hoists it over.
Well, the home side growing in confidence from the set pieces, whipped into that near post area, winning the ball back high. Again, Zuma does well in that 6-yard box.
Gustavo Ledesh there, as I mentioned, began his career in Barcelona's youth team. He's had a great upbringing, and in this country, in Cyprus, he's had good European experience. His second season at this club. Former Portuguese under-21 international. There's the captain. Back by
Nope,
Kera.
still nothing, folks. Only the 2 goals so far.
The authoritative Tomovic.
Well, from having a confident start, West Ham just going through a spell where they're a little bit edgy. Certainly can't keep the ball for any period of time. Momentum with the home side.
Ledesh. Inglazu. Lopez couldn't make contact, and Cresswell's switch can't really be considered a back pass.
Yeah, an interesting flat, fast cross that neither of the 2 strikers could get a contact on.
Got in their side, Clive. Larnaca 3, but we've witnessed already 3 really good left footers. The left full back, the captain, ahead of him Yakolis, and Ledesh, who to a degree is running midfield, wearing 7.
Yeah, and it's unusual to have that many natural lefties, but certainly Yakolis has impressed.
And we
down
do have
his left-hand
another
side
goal,
in the early
folks.
stages.
And Arsenal 1-0 up away at Sporting.
Competition, and it has been. They did become, if you recall, it's a long time ago now since the group stage ended, but they became the first team ever in the history, the 2-year history of this competition, to be played 6-1-6 in a group stage. And there are only 2 clubs in all of European competition this season who were played 6-1-6, West Ham United and Bayern Munich. So they're keeping decent.
William Saliba, folks.
It is only fair to say that West Ham didn't have Inter Milan and Barcelona in their group, which Bayern did.
Go on, Sporting. Go on, Sporting. Go on, Sporting.
But it was a test for them, and you have to say that they've used the competition really well in terms of the performances they delivered.
I think that's a one Graham Potter.
Antonio pursues, he won't catch it up.
He's been quiet in the opening 22 minutes as Ben Rama.
We're on the up. The other changes for you folks, and none in the Conference League, but 3 in the Europa League.
Leading the line, finding it a little frustrating, servicing to him. Milicevic and Tomovic have got very, very tight, very close to him.
To be back amongst the goals, wasn't it? Win that West Ham had against Nottingham Forest not very long ago. How quickly the route could change though out of the FA Cup. A shade unfortunately at Manchester United, but then horrible trip to the south coast at the weekend, which has dented morale. Well, Arsenal are currently playing away from home in Europe as well. They are in the beautiful city of Lisbon, and what's more, they lead Sporting Lisbon by a goal to nil. William Saliba, quickly become very popular amongst Gunners folk, has scored their goal. It's Sporting nil, Arsenal 1. Milicevic.
Ball played up to Antonio, just unable to link the play. As you can see, Fornell's taking off once he just slid into his path.
Fornells. Lanzini. Return pass beyond the range of Lanzini.
Yeah, that is sloppy. It's the momentum again. The whole move breaks down.
Well, starting a game of any sort for the first time since West Ham's defeat at Molineux in the middle of January. Return for the second half against Forest on the 25th of last month. Playing in Europe for the first time since the middle of October, the 2-1 home win against Anderlecht.
Check. Any other scores for you folks? No, not as of yet. Now we do have another goal for you folks. Folks. Yep.
Forward by Milicevic.
Yep. Anderlecht 0, Villarreal 1.
Reclaimed by Cresswell. Then Rama. Cresswell didn't stop galloping.
I expect Arsenal to
Cresswell has delivered and Antonio
be beating Sporting because they're doing that well. Roma
and
Because to come against the Real Sociedad, that will be close. And Leverkusen will beat Ferencvaros because they're just a big side.
Antonio was the only target in that 18-yard box. Fornell's trying to get in from the right side, but
then you got the one that could go either way. Union Berlin versus Union St. Gallis. Which that, folks, is still 0-0.
Actually dropped into the pocket and was unmarked. He might well have taken control of the ball in that area. Clever flick in behind. Kera does well to read.
By Zuma. Chances taken by Ngazoo.
Speaking of that game, we do have a goal from that game. And Union St. Gallis 1-0 up with Union Berlin. And the goal was scored by Boniface.
Throw. He, of course, was on well at the weekend, missed the Brighton game. Covered now.
1-0 at Union St. Gallis.
Left to foot in.
I would expect more of Union Berlin to be winning that game with what they're doing.
Pinning the centre half and holding it in, allowing the support from players joining him. There's the Lopez flick. Kera does well just to read that situation. I do think West Ham playing within themselves, Peter. And there's a control and a confidence about the way that they're playing the game, but I just feel that David Moyes would want them to be better in control of the ball, possession of the ball, move it a little bit quicker.
Not making any excuses, Clive. I'm just trying to rationalise. It must be odd. Here we are, beginning of March, freezing temperatures at home, and here they are in temperatures of 16, 17, 18. It's a lovely, warm seaside evening.
Wonderful,
You know,
wonderful.
There must be, clearly it's a really important competitive game, but it's the sort of ambience of a show game, a pre-season friendly. And West Ham have to click into the right competitive gear.
Absolutely, and it is having that right mentality, the way that they go about attacking the game. Their intent. They started well. I almost got lured into a false sense of security for me in that they did have good control possession of the ball.
Antonio fighting for it. Fornells has a piece of it. He set it for Lanzini, who wasn't so very far away.
Well, that's better. That's better from Fornells, who gets closer to Lanzini, gets closer to Antonio. As that ball pops out to him, he's then able, you can see, great work from Antonio, hurrying the defenders. When this ball pops out, Fornells, who's joining to support, manages to just spring the ball for Lanzini. First real attempt for West Ham. The disappointment is that Lanzini, from this position, hasn't hit the target. He is more than capable from that position.
That is it. No more goal yet to inform you folks.
We certainly saw a lot of big faces with the supporters, and they've, I'm sure, enjoyed their day or a couple of days here in Cyprus.
If you look at your weather app, you will see that day after day is complete sparkling, shiny, smiley sunshine. And West Ham, they reckon, have brought about 3,000 with them to the island. Not all of them are in the game, but yeah, there may be some sore bodies. Fornells. Benrahma kept on wriggling. It's quite a run by Said Benrahma.
Well, it's come to life as Ben Rama. It's good interplay down that left-hand side with Fornals. Played a 1-2. Skipped into the box. And in the end, although the shot is from a tight angle, it is straight at the goalkeeper, but that's what Ben Rama can do. Lots of bodies around him, but does get the shot away.
Well, there they all are. They've been having a wonderful time. Some travelled out before the end of the weekend to maximise this opportunity to get some March sunshine. So the first half hour's football they've seen has been without too much decoration, though West Ham over the last minute or two have come to life to some extent. And so again, for the locals here, the supporters of Larnaca, a chance to glimpse one or two famous faces from the English Premier League is quite something too. Robinson there, and Kevin Nolan helping to pass on instruction.
Sure, David Moyes just giving Antonio that advice of getting your body in between the line of the ball and the defender.
Oh!
Hold that
We have another goal, folks. We have another goal. And it's an equaliser for Sporting Lisbon, folks. 1-1. So their lead didn't last long.
It's one of the merits of the early years of this Europa Conference League, that it's proving itself to be happily universal, quite a democratic league. 13 different nations represented in the last 16. Until this competition was conceived, it would have been tough for the likes of Larnaca still to be playing in Europe beyond Christmas. Slovakia, Moldova, France, Spain.
La 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 la.
Amongst the favourites. Another of the favourites, by the way, you might not have spotted because it was snuck in early because of their fixture clashes with Roma. Lazio had to play a day earlier, and Lazio lost their first leg at home to AZ Alkmaar last night. Antonio. Yeah, the really big boys, you would say, Villarreal. The ones you want to avoid. And into Antonio, what a good
And it
finish.
is another goal, folks.
Well, that's a superb finish. It's a wonderful cross.
And West Ham are 1-0 up.
Post area completely unmarked. He's been paid close attention in the early stages of the game, but for whatever reason, Milicevic and Tomovic nowhere to be seen as this ball comes in. He actually pulls off the shoulder of Milicevic. He's in between the two centre-halves. Superbly delivered cross. There's pace, and he has to help it on his way, and he does perfectly into the far corner. Just a glimpse a few minutes before of what Ben Rama can do. That is a quality cross, and Antonio takes it with aplomb.
For what is his 8th goal of the season, his 3rd European goal of the season, and his 5th European goal in West Ham colours, and that takes him alongside Said Ben Rama, and just one behind Jared Bowen. Great goal-timers on West Ham's all-time list. Rama again. He has turned up the wick. Said Ben Rama. Goalkeeper gather, and I have news of a further goal in Lisbon, in faraway Portugal, scored by Inacio, and it is Sporting Lisbon 1, Arsenal 1 now. That in the last 16, of course, of the Europa League. Benrahma. Lanzini. One more for Fornals. By Fornals, just a shade heavily. Rice can choose to let it to run or keep it alive here for Benrahma. Lanzini. Cut out by Milicevic.
Well, that whole move started with a great interception from Rice, and then he feeds Benrahma, who certainly has come to life in the last 5 minutes.
No.
Inglezu, Lopez, Yakolish.
Ooh.
By Declan Rice. Chance to point you at further action this evening on BT Sport 1 from 7:15. Manchester United start their last 16 tie against Pellegrini's Real Betis. Saturday first thing, 10 o'clock, early kickoff on BT Sport 1. Discussing all of the Premier League issues ahead of our live game from 11:30 on the same channel, which pits Bournemouth against seemingly resurgent Liverpool. And don't forget that this time next week we'll be preparing for the second leg of this tie, West Ham against Larnaca. That's on BT Sport 3 from 7:30 next Thursday. Chiara.
Ooh.
Fornals.
Good spell, 1 and 2 touch, moving the ball crisply. West Ham having taken the lead, taking control of this tie.
Okay.
Was held up, but kept on pestering. That's slithered. Neves helped him out. Mizu.
It's better than being cold.
Lopez.
I bet it's still snowing up your end.
Access towards Lopez was seen by Zuma.
Lopez who just caused 1 or 2 little problems, dropping into the pocket and then linking the play, dropping off of the 2 centre halves.
Yeah. Okay.
Downs, Lanzini, that's a strong turn.
Nicely
Benrahma.
done the way he receives it on the half turn, Peter, to break the lines there, Lanzini.
Oh, we got another goal, folks.
Sarah. Fornals. Well, all of a sudden, having scored that goal, West Ham are becoming
And it is
like
Union
they are.
Berlin 1, Union St. Gallen 1.
Better players.
Absolutely. And the control, taking a control of the game, tempo of the game, the movement. It's been good.
Hopefully we don't get some shit cunts on COD tonight.
Skewed up off Benrahma. Bounced nastily for Rice. Has had nowhere to go.
Even when it seems that Rice loses the ball, the way that he can recover the situation is outstanding. Incredible energy and ability.
Fuck off!
Antonio. Fornals. West Ham now exhibiting composed control. 20
That's funny.
seconds out from half time. Downs.
You definitely don't want to have a. You definitely don't want to have a football kick there. You definitely don't want a football being kicked there.
Casas with the header out.
No, that would be pain.
Gonzalez in a hurry. Manus supporting him. Gonzalez can't deliver. Lopez away by Aguirre from behind him.
When we were on COD yesterday, we were getting nothing but a lot of nothing but PC players and Xbox.
Lazu. Sariola has hold.
Yeah, I think Kera just about gets close
Do-
enough
do-
to deny him to whip that ball in,
do
takes the
people-
deflection, and Areola claims it's just
Wow.
going to calm the whole situation.
Did anybody on PlayStation actually like playing COD? Because there seems to be more Xbox players that were playing that game. Catching? That's only if you go fishing.
Had to be at their best, this particular West Ham team, but they look very confident and controlled and have belief.
By going fishing.
Lanzini for Fornals. Caught that quite sweetly.
Has drops into a good position there from a wide
Safe.
position, comes in between the lines, well found by Lanzini, has the opportunity
Now,
to take a
that's not
touch.
nice.
And just as it bounced up nicely for him to hit on the volley, just pulls it wide of the upright. A good position taken up by Fornals.
No player ever has played more European football for West Ham than Pablo Fornals. His 21st European game in claret and blue tonight.
Yeah, manager Nuno Spirito Santos is their manager.
Lanzini. Downs. Fair bit of space ahead of Rice here. And Antonio ahead of him.
Yeah, he's their that's the manager. Oh, dude, another goal, folks, to tell you about,
Corner.
and it is
West Ham
2-0 to West Ham.
in yet more travelling comfort.
Well, that is a sensational finish from Antonio.
Mikel Antonio, second goal of the game.
Three midfield players combined beautifully. And Rice's angle ball, as Antonio makes the run, is perfect for him, just to control. And then he uses the defender as a screen. He composes himself. But the finish is sensational.
Second goal, we're going up, baby.
Nice ball, well taken. But look, the defender Tomovic just stands up, and Antonio
Wait,
uses
see,
his
'cause
as
it's
a
not-
screen to go round into
We got-
the top corner.
We
People
got
can't see it, but it is absolutely brilliantly finished.
we got
by
no
Antonio.
goals to let you know of yet.
He picked it up and put it there, Mikel Antonio, who is now West Ham's joint highest scorer in European competition, alongside Jared Bowen, Johnny Byrne from the mid-1960s, and David Cross.
Oh, now we have a goal, folks.
By the way, David Cross is the only man to have scored a European hat-trick for West Ham. Antonio has that possibility now as well.
And to break the record. So
And it is 1-0 to Nice.
first half for Antonio. Confidence of the goals, leading the line. Dare I say it's happened after the manager had a little quiet word when we had that break.
Now the game's an hour all at half time, folks. Hey, we got one new card out on FIFA.
Well, that'll do nicely. It took West Ham a little while to establish themselves, but once they had done so, David Moyes' individuals turned into a team.
And the guy he's a right back. He's American, plays for Austin FC, and he's called Lima.
And one still classier curling right-footed shot have West Ham precisely where they want to be. And at the break in Cyprus, it is AEK Larnaca.
Nick Lima. Because he'll get a... Oh, that's hilarious. Ronaldo! See! A lot of people say it's better. Al Nassr. Yep. In that Al-Ittihad side, there's always one player in that team that always seems to get a team of the season, and that is a guy called Bruno Enrique. Because he had one last year, I think, Enrique, for them. Enrique! Bruno Enrique. And then you got El Ghazi, ex West Brom. Yep. Rugby. Boo the French twats. Oh, Penrith Panthers won again. Oh, Penrith, are you actually going to lose a game? Penrith, are you going to lose a game? And then you got Leeds tomorrow against Wakey. I'm just saying. And come on, Cronulla. Because you actually managed to actually win a game for once. We're winning games for fun. Yep. And then tomorrow it is Parramatta versus Cronulla. So guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. I might not be going on for much longer because I'm hardly getting anyone on the stream. So it's like I've done 45 minutes. I just what's the word? Can't be asked. Literally, folks, there is literally one person watching, and I've been going for 44 minutes. I just don't know. I've been actually going 66 minutes, and I've only had one person watching, and I don't even know myself if I want to go and continue on with the stream. But I might get rid of the ones which are the the 8 o'clock kickoffs. I might not be doing them. So I might end up doing, folks, just the scores on the doors for the games in the early kickoff, because there's 2 British teams in the early kickoffs. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Like, subscribe, because we're only going to be doing early kickoffs today. The reason is because we're just doing the early kickoffs today, folks. Just because I just can't be asked to do the ones at the end. But guys, let me know what you guys think of the stream so far. Guys, I'm only doing the
Larnaca. You can see highlights of this game and all tonight's Conference League and Europa League games, including Man United against Betters and Arsenal's game against Sporting, which is 1-1 at half-time. That's at 10:30 on BT Sport 1. So that half finished brilliantly for West Ham, Joe. But at the start of it, you were calling for attacking changes from David Moyes. What will you be looking to change now, do you think?
Now he's going to be looking at the weekend. You know, not often I go out on a limb in this job because you can look silly, but this tie's done, this game's done. David Moyes needs to start thinking of the weekend, and I'm thinking Declan Rice or a Gerd, get them off and get them ready for the weekend.
Big, bold claim there from Joe Cole saying this tie is done. It's 2-0 to West Ham. Let's read on our commentary team. Clive Allen and first Peter Drury. It's back to you.
Yeah, Lindsay, really interesting to hear Joe speak like that, and I imagine there are similar conversations being held around a couple of the other big hitters. Villarreal lead away from home at half-time. Nice lead away from home at half-time. West Ham lead comfortably away from home at half-time, and the cream of this competition appears pretty hurriedly at this last 16 stage to be rising to the top, and I guess it is a balance that has to be struck now. Clive, they've got to respect sport, the game of football. Odd things can happen, but it's hard to argue with Joe's analysis there, and West Ham might very well start turning their minds to the weekend.
Yeah, Joe's really gone out on a limb there, he really has. But no, I have to agree with him. We was having the conversation at half-time ourselves. I think that it is about doing it properly, finishing off, and even finishing the tie off, and with that eye on the Premier League and the perilous position they're in. I'm sure David Moyes is already thinking about that. He'll be in discussions with his staff. Will be starting to identify where he can make those changes, give opportunities to maybe one or two, give minutes to one or two, but certainly he would maybe just like a third goal, I feel. But yeah, I think they're well on their way to the quarterfinals.
Of course, it's also fair to observe that the ones largely he wanted to give minutes to are the ones he's given a start to in this game, but there are one or two obvious candidates. Skamaka, Ings might fancy a piece of it. And he has got on his bench Maxwell Cornet. He said in his press conference yesterday that Cornet would travel but probably wouldn't be involved. Perhaps if it got really comfortable, this would be an opportunity.
Absolutely, just an opportunity maybe for important minutes on his way back. Skamaka maybe a confidence boosting opportunity to score a goal. I do want to see Carlton's 40-yard side footer that became a 25-yard finish. I'm going to try and look that up.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. We are doing just the early kickoffs today because I just can't be bothered to do the 7:45 kickoffs just because of.
There is no hurry to what West Ham have to do, but they still have to do it right. Passing and moving the ball quickly.
Benrahma, Michael Antonio.
Oh, it should be 3-0 West Ham is at the post.
And that was for the
Oh.
hat-trick, Peter. A header, a right foot finish, and a left foot finish that he thought when he struck it was in. And striking the inside of the upright. Unfortunate that hasn't then gone into the back of the net. Good Benrahma pass. Good first touch from Antonio out of his feet. Setting himself the opportunity to strike, and unlucky that hits the inside of that far post, across the face and out for a goal kick. And that would have put everything to bed. It really would.
Might have set a tone. Here's Antonio again. And Fornells. Benrahma.
Well, a positive, really positive start to the second half from West Ham. I'm sure that was a message from David Moyes. Let's get this done.
Over land and sea. West Ham's supporters in good voice and with good reason. West Ham have scored 3 goals on 3 of their 4 European away trips this season at Viborg,
Wow.
both in Denmark, and with a very young team, laudably actually, in Bucharest just before the World Cup break.
See.
Chasas. Swings the corner for Maguire.
Ronaldo score.
First half, Peter, if there was a threat, it seem to be from set pieces, and certainly the in-swinging corners from the right side.
Go.
Left foot
See.
delivered into that near post
See.
area.
See.
West Ham have to beware.
See. One of the best videos ever. I think that video was just ace.
Benefit of a kind bounce.
I think he attempts to punch it, Areola, but punches it into the ground and was able to claim the loose ball.
I ought to get running dirty jokes.
Tomovic. It does only take a second if BK was somehow to score that
See.
goal, then that would be a mood changer.
7 up. What a drink.
Again,
7 down.
a bit of shot from Milicevic, not the first chance.
Yeah, the last thing that you would want
Okay, I want to forget that out of my brain right now.
this evening.
Given away by Cresswell, who's quick to apologise and quick to retreat. Nedesh. To the byline. And it's Ingasu's cross, which is nudged behind by Declan Rice for another Larnaca corner.
I am a legend.
Closing that near post area. There weren't any opponents there, but in the end takes no chances. He just comes about from a sloppy Cresswell pass, and that's what they
I
can
am
do
a
for.
legend. Legend.
This time with the left-footed outswing. Left near post by Kera.
There's appeals for handball.
VAR is available, so they'll be going through.
Still no goals in the second half, folks.
Fornals. Rama Fornals held back his would-be tackler.
That is not a foul, ref.
Kera at near post area, Peter, as the left-footed cross was swinging out.
Ah!
He just about kept his hand out of the way, but it was far enough away from his body that if there had been contact there, he was inviting trouble.
Arm and shoulder height and out, certainly. The ball striking it, it could have been a penalty decision.
That video is ace. Whoever came up with that idea is got a very good genius mind.
Checking myself after careering into an advertising board. Here it is again. Fornals.
Ronaldo, you are scoring.
Might have been the one drawing greater attention. Second goal was, from West Ham's perspective, a little bit more ticklish, worrying. Anyhow, it's been a goal.
He was scoring a goal. Come on, Ronaldo, score please, and we can all go, see!
David Moyes certainly has a number of options on his bench, and as we were saying about valuable game time for a number, but
La 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 la.
luxury now of taking one or two out, preparing them for what is a massive game
Goals, no goals so far in the second half, folks.
Lopez away by Aguirre, further cleared by Rice, now by Ben Rama,
so-
out by Cresswell.
Sometimes that goes unnoticed. He times the Declan Rice assists the centre-halves. He senses danger in the 18-yard box and makes important heading clearances or blocks.
You are going to score, Ronaldo.
That was jarring.
Even if it's a... Free kick, ref! That's a free kick, you jammy bastard! We do have a goal in the second half, folks.
Caught on that right instep.
And the Lex have equalised. It's now 1-1 against Villarreal.
Upcoming programme actually is interesting. Whilst they do have to take care of Antonio and one or two others ahead of the massive game against Villa at the weekend, and David Moyes is about to do all of that. Actually, there is space upcoming, but we'll deal with that in a second. First of all, clearly Antonio is going to give way to Scamacca. It would appear that Downs is likely to be another to be...
How is that not free kick when his shirt was getting pulled off of his own back?
He's seen that Antonio was holding that left calf. So we see his contribution tonight. Wonderful. Ben Rama cross, but brilliantly turned in by Antonio. In between the two centre-halves. Finds the space and the finish. And then the run, pass on the angle, and the time that he has to weigh up and executes it brilliantly. Two defenders don't close him. They give him the opportunity to wind it into the top corner, and that's exactly what he does.
Come on.
Goal party, and if that smile is rueful, it's because
Ah.
he later got to
Oh, hi.
Lynch of completing a perfect European hat-trick that hit the inside of the post rather than rippling the net.
Come Sporting, come Sporting FC.
Which has been looking forward to this
Because Arsenal was shite.
since it became a thing. Separate smiles have not
Go! Get in! Shove the few your Arsenal gits. Because Arsenal 1, Sporting 2. Get in, Sporting.
Don't think he wants to come off.
Paulinho has scored.
He's certainly got some discomfort.
Well, first of all, we're going to have three
But-
changes.
John
For,
Travolta.
Monica. Lopez, the centre forward, is being replaced in a like-for-like by Nikolic.
Arsenal, you are so shite. You shouldn't be losing if you're that good.
Coming on in place of Casas. And Omri Altman is the third to take his place freshly in the
Oh,
lineup.
so. Me and my typewriter.
West Ham are holding theirs back for now. Apparently, Downs looks as though he's going to return. Antonio has, and there's been another goal in Lisbon, and it's gone against Arsenal. It's Sporting 2. Arsenal.
It must be
1.
mad.
10 minutes into the second half, Arsenal led that game through Williams.
Arsenal shite. Arsenal shite. Arsenal shite. Arsenal shite. Arsenal shite. Arsenal shite. Oh, there doesn't look like there's any snow there because it looks like it might be
Well, I think Antonio's going to hobble off now. It's going to be...
Skamaka for Antonio is one of them.
Oh, it is snowing.
It's also coming on.
But it's just not settling on the ground.
Coming out.
Yeah, it's just not settling. Wow.
Antonio.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious because certainly David Moyes and West
Because
Ham
a
needed
couple of friends from
the
where that I know of where I'm from, saying that it's literally that bad that the snow is literally settling on everywhere and there's literally ice on the roads.
Rice, yeah.
That's what it's like up there, to the point where a lot of stuff's had to shut early. And we have a goal! Another goal, folks. And it is Union St. Gallies 2, Union Berlin 1.
Bowen. That's a fair first contribution.
And the winners of the Conference League are going to be, and I will back them even though I'm a Chelsea fan, because I want the British club to win it, West Ham United. Because it's just because they're the only British. Yeah. That's a good thing about just having one British club in there, because at least it means we got one team in that competition just basically just pray and hope. But then it stops like arguing if your team's in it and someone else, and then like another rival's in it. Stops all that argument. Because at this moment in time, Fulham will be in the Conference League if the season ended now.
17 days between the second leg against Larnaca next Thursday.
And actually, with the team that Fulham have got, Fulham could actually go and win this competition, because they've actually got a right good team.
Sunday the 2nd of April. So, assuming all is comfortable here and nothing silly happens, West Ham really can put all of their eggs into the Aston Villa basket. So try and glean points where they desperately need them. Skamaka. Anzini. Skamaka.
Oh.
That's another who's been around the fringes of the European campaign, coming off the bench here for the 4th time. In 2 games he started with the qualifiers, home and away against Freiburg. Nicholas, speculator.
Yeah, a long way out. Difficult to beat Areola from that sort of distance.
Troubled player, the Croatian Marian Nicholas. He's played in Croatia and Belgium, Austria. Time in France with Angers as well.
That. Wow.
26. Seen most of Europe. There's large swathes of it.
Jeez.
Introduced another Frenchman. Who is out of Lille's youth setup.
Jesus Christ.
Zini.
Wow. Fuck off.
Zini.
Ah, okay.
Through for Downs. Claimed back by Socek. Fornals.
Oh, that's a ball. Oh, it should be 3-0 West Ham.
Smuggled away craftily by Nenad Tomovic.
Yeah, it was a clever ball from Fornells, trying to feed it into Skamaka at that back post. Tomovic had to make the interception.
Oh, there is another goal, folks. It is Sporting Lisbon 2, Arsenal 2. And it's an own goal.
Always disrupts the game, the flow of the game, until it just settles and both teams just get.
Oh my God. Seconds before Arsenal got given a goal that was an own goal, Paulinho went through one-on-one with the keeper and missed.
By Lanzini. Too high up the arc.
How on earth can you go one-on-one with the keeper and miss? That's the most easiest chance to score a goal.
Just about gone to plan, I feel, for David Moyes. Rice now out, Antonio and Ben Rama. Clearly, they're going to play an important part at the weekend. They've just had to play the hour and certainly get West Ham into a very commanding position.
With the free kick. Been nudged behind for a corner. Arsenal have equalised in what is clearly an eventful game in Lisbon. It's Sporting 2, Arsenal 2. Trail in that game.
Party.
Away by Socek. Farage. Yakovic. Tomovic. Tomovic looking to turn. No foul, and West Ham now can flood out. Burn was checked.
Well, they're feeling that Ledes was impeded by Downs on the edge of the box, but he just threw himself to the ground theatrically. Referee was having none of it. And as West Ham looked to break quickly, poor Jackal is challenge on Bowen.
Accept the fucking contract, you Chelsea prick. That Portsmouth gun's getting on my fucking nerves. The guy is a spoiled brat.
Pursued by Bowen.
I'll go and find him, go and grab him and say, fucking sign the contract now or else. Because you're doing everyone's head in.
Meant upon by retreating Downs. Who's into the book?
Yeah, it was
That's a yellow card. Sorry, Clive. That's a yellow card that rules him out of the second leg.
which is a disappointment, but you can see clearly mistimes it. But that was a case, and it came about because the front three pressed and the rest of the team weren't up higher. So when that ball was cleared, they're almost too deep defensively, West Ham. Downs having to recover his ground, picks up a yellow.
Again by Ledes.
Prick, prick, and more of a prick.
Yeah, he does well to keep it in on the byline, and then all of a sudden Fornells just has to tow it out to concede the corner.
So Altman nearest the goalkeeper. It's a front two now with Nikolic and Altman together. Got access to it. Lanzini brought it down very tidily but couldn't keep it. All of this in keeping with the history of matches between English and Cypriot clubs. No Cypriot team has ever had even so much as a single win against an English one. And only one English team failed to win in a competitive game in Cyprus. 8 previous ones, 7 English wins and a draw. I'm trying to say, Clive, I think you were involved in the draw. We'll come to that in just a second. Here's Bowen. Here by Milicevic.
I find it incredible you dig out all these.
Well, it's a Martin Yol team, and I think you were probably coaching for him. A 1-1 draw against Anorthosis Famagusta in October 2007. Robbie Keane got the Tottenham goal, and in mitigation, I should say, so you don't have to excuse it. In mitigation, Tottenham had already won a first leg 6-1, so there was nothing on the game.
I think I was back at the training ground with the players that they didn't take.
This header from Farage.
Oh, another goal, folks.
Apart from that, and it genuinely was, not just a spell.
Union Berlin 2.
Okay, with no jeopardy at all.
Union St-Louis 2.
Well, that's a mistake by Zuma that he's got away with. Apart from that, English clubs have a perfect record in Cyprus.
It actually turned out to be a wonderful piece of skill from Zuma. He heeled it backwards and only the slip allowed him to get away with it. He was fortunate. One thing now, just don't take the chances.
So check. Cresswell. Odd minutes for West Ham, just to shine up the
Stupid Chelsea prick.
That momentary aberration from
They are winding me up this fucking shit.
even Monica's spells of possession haven't felt especially.
One of our players is winding. He's literally doing all the fans' heading because he's literally said he wants to stay at Chelsea, which is Mason Mount, but every offer Chelsea are giving him to sign a new contract, he's declining everything. Even though he said he wants to stay.
Yeah, Kerr in the end manages to get the block as he cuts back onto his right side, trying to wind it into the far corner.
It's ridiculous. Chelsea tried offering him a 300k contract. He said no. Chelsea have now tried offering him 180k, and he still said no. So the only problem is there's only one club that wants him, and Chelsea are not wanting to let him go because of the club it is. And he wouldn't even get into that side anyway. Won't be surprised if we go and offer him a 200k and they will decline that too. Oh, active talking about cricket, it makes you want to fall asleep. We have another goal, folks. This game's getting very entertaining. It is Union Berlin 2. Union St-Louis 3.
Challenged by Cresswell, now wearing the armband. Crowning Jose Luis Oltra, who will soon, you fancy, be able to concentrate entirely on EK Larnaca's attempt to become the champions of Cyprus for the first time ever, and it's a realistic crack at it they have.
Jojo.
Behind the leaders at the split, with 10 games against the others in the top 6 still to play. Joining was Oyer. Got a little nick from Nikolic, and it was stuck behind by Kurt Zuma once more.
Well, it started with a good diagonal out onto that left-hand side. As you see the Tomovic strike appeals for handball. Downs and Zuma, both players with arms to their sides.
Cricket. Huh.
Ledesh got a crafty near post flick from Oya. Rosales.
Peter, since the substitution, certainly West Ham's tempo has dropped.
And here's Yakolis.
Oh, nearly a goal. West Ham are nearly conceded, folks.
Creeping up over his shoulder.
Yeah, and he was attacking that space behind Cresswell, who does well in the end to clear from that six-yard box. Nicholas has been the threat down that left-hand side.
In front of a still boisterous, noisy crowd. Ledesh with yet another Larnaca corner. There have been a few. This one is deep and crashed violently back over the crossbar by the skipper Englezu.
But it is a chance. It's a corner kick that they've worked on the training field, and in the end, the opportunity's there. Lanzini's going to make way.
To Lucas Paquetá.
Sounds like someone's playing cricket.
Who had particular good reason to be.
Do you like cricket?
For this competition.
No, I'm just saying, do you like cricket?
Convalescence, it gave him his first couple of games.
Because you said it.
He felt his way back from that injury which so disturbed the start of his life as a West Ham player. Yakolish has shone on occasion. He's been a very watchable part of the game on the left side, but he gives way to Ivan Trichkovsky, the 35-year-old North Macedonian who's captain of the club and who has as good a European pedigree as practically anyone in the side, having reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League in the fairy tale
That's good.
with Apoel back in 2012.
Jamie Carragher.
Town of the Champions League, the Cypriots, who've had the greatest run their country's ever had in that competition, the senior competition, knocked out by Real Madrid.
Me in shite.
Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid. So once we're done, you may very well be tempted to turn to BT Sport 1 and catch up with Manchester United's first leg against Real Betis from Old Trafford. That begins, or has just begun, 7:15 on BT Sport 1. Saturday morning from 10 o'clock, early kickoff on BT Sport 1 leads us into our live Premier League offering, which comes from Dorset this week. Bournemouth against Liverpool from 11:30. And I'm sure, particularly if you are claret and blue through and through, you'll be with us again next Thursday evening for a later kickoff. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff at the London Stadium, the second leg. The programme begins at 7:30. BT Sport 3, West Ham and Larnaca go at it again.
Oh, it's got some good music, that has.
Bowen scrapes himself up off the turf. Kera had been wrestling prior to that. Went over Nikolic.
Yeah, Nikolic just trips his feet from under him.
minutes plus stoppage time to play.
Yeah, competition that West Ham are enjoying. Right up to this point, just about gone perfectly to plan for David Moyes. Tonight, players coming back with valuable game time. Antonio finding the back of the net twice. And Flynn Downs gaining invaluable experience once again. And putting themselves into a fantastic position to qualify for the last eight of this competition.
Kamaka upended by Oya. Clean enough challenge for the ball though. And here is Tuchkovsky. Oya. Given back to Skamaka. Paquetá. Just too heavy for Souček. Opportunity for further West Ham alteration, and as hinted in the first half, an opportunity for Maxwell Cornet. And this, I think you would have to categorise as a bonus chance, because certainly judging by his comments yesterday, David Moyes wasn't minded to throw him directly into the action. It might have come as a mild surprise to some that he was even named amongst the subs.
Yeah, but a valuable 10 minutes or so that he can put under his belt, having come back from a long layoff.
In Europe he played both qualifiers, he played the first two group stage games as well. He sustained a calf injury against Wolves on the 1st of October. His only Premier League start for West Ham, and he hasn't played since. Except for 45 minutes, he played a half for the development team last Friday. And now he's back into first team action. And he's going to replace Pablo Fornals.
He'll come across to this left-hand side when Ben Rama was substituted, but Cornet is that natural left-sided player. Good to see him back.
Kind of a goal for you folks. 2-0 to Leverkusen versus Ferencváros.
Potentially a glittering jewel in the West Ham crown. Still haven't really got a fixed mental picture of him in West Ham's claret and blue, as opposed to Burnley's. But if he stays fit, he's one of those players who could be a point of difference. Zuma. Treating Kera.
Just had a word with Zuma. He wanted the ball played wide on the right. He's having to regain his position when Zuma played a straight ball down the field. He's subsequently given the foul away.
Lifted in again by Ledesh. Zuma, I think, got a touch. It's going to be a corner. It would be a silly spillage if West Ham were to concede one here and just inject a little bit of jeopardy back into the tie. 11 corners to none. West Ham haven't had a corner. Ledesh has been practicing them for both sides. Ledesh again. And Riola was not communicating with Aguirre.
When he comes and actually Aguirre, who makes contact with the ball, is fortunate that he heads it over the crossbar as Ariola crashes into the back of him.
Irish once more. Headed out by Souček from in front of the goalkeeper. Corner, that was calm. Skamaka. Caught on it. Farage. near post.
Well, they look a little weary, West Ham, but they've just been a little bit sloppy in possession, not kept possession of the ball well enough just to really run the clock down and see this game out.
Slidish for the umpteenth time, away by Skamaka. Rosales.
Another goal for you guys. Roma 2, Real Sociedad 0.
By Milicevic.
Well, that was an opportunity, a big opportunity. Paqueta's diagonal pass, under hit. Peter, it remains to be seen whether it's a confidence-boosting result here tonight in terms of their Premier League campaign, but David Moyes will be happy, I'm sure, with the exercise.
Cornet. Paquetá. Cornet. Souček. Paquetá. Just seeing it from the other perspective briefly, Clive. Clearly we're largely watching this through West Ham eyes, but what, if it remains this way, what can AEK Larnaca hope positively to bring from their trip to West Ham next week? Answer that when we've just checked that Altman's rolling reaction isn't worthy of anything more than the yellow card shown here to Kehrer.
Well, real theatrics. Kehrer's left arm goes across. He doesn't strike him in the face. Yes, he eases him out. You can see that there, but there's no contact to his face, which he's holding. It was a foul, and maybe a little unfortunate to receive a yellow for that. A great experience for AEK Larnaca, playing against the Premier League side. Their league campaign, obviously the chance to win the Cypriot League for the first time ever in their history. I'm sure that the coach will be proud of their performance, but will admit that they've come up against that little bit of quality that has made the difference.
She saw one more AEK change there. Roberto Rosales has been replaced by Kypros Christoforou. Limassol born right fullback by trade. Here is Farage against Aguirre and out. And now Cornet twisting niftily and rolling it beautifully.
Oh, West Ham.
A
A throw! Oh!
Brilliant work from Cornet to set Paqueta up 3. He just didn't quite have the pace to run away from the close attentions of the defender recovering. And the keeper stayed big and made a good stop.
Altman may very well start in London next week. He's just easing himself back from a period of injury. Only a few moments in the league game at the weekend. There is Nikolic, and that is a fair.
Oh, what a save.
Following up from Trichkovsky.
Well, it falls to the right man as far as AEK are concerned. And it's a decent strike. Good block there from Zuma. Finely hit volley. And Areola smart down to his left-hand side.
Assuming that AEK Larnaca do still have some ambition about the tie when they come to West Ham next week, it wouldn't be a surprise, of course we don't know, but it wouldn't be a surprise at all if Trichkovsky starts as support striker to the newly introduced Henri Altman, who has 11 goals this season. He's the top scorer, just been missing for a couple of weeks. Altman. Farage. Down by Trichkovsky. Just beyond the reach of Nikolic.
comes off his knee. As they
Wow.
work the ball in behind that West Ham defence. Brilliant work from Cornet. Lovely pass into the path of Paqueta. Just that touch.
Another
takes
goal,
it
folks.
too far away from him, and in the end, the keeper who stays big makes a good block.
Union St. Louis 3, Union Berlin 3.
Downs. Skamaka. Cresswell. Cornet. Looking sprightly.
Yeah, neat and tidy. Keeping possession well, Maxwell Cornet.
6 minutes of stoppage time, the first of which is nearly past. Bowen, looking free Cornet.
2 hours later.
Milicevic. West Ham have had very visibly the better quality as shown in the key moments, but possession 50% each, corners 14 to none. It's been in no sense an annihilation. I've always felt West Ham are in control.
Absolutely, Peter, that would be the word for me. It's been controlled performance. They've carried very little threat, the home side. Once again, I have to say, a good exercise this competition's been for West Ham.
He and his team would have taken something out of going toe-to-toe with this quality, which of course they must do again a week from now. Quarterfinals a week tomorrow, Friday, March the 17th. It's Bowen. He's offside. Those quarterfinals to be played on Thursdays, the 13th and 20th of April. All of it heading towards a final in Prague on June the 7th. Farage. Nikolic didn't quite get hold of it. It was offside anyway.
There's a close call with Kira in the right back position, playing him on just a fraction offside. If you're going to be a little critical, it might well be that West Ham will be disappointed that they haven't actually completely put this tie to bed with a 3 or 4-0 victory this evening, but we'll be confident, very happy about the return next week.
Ambitious. Could be a point of difference himself next week. Has 2 European club hat-tricks to his name, both for this club. Played against humbler opposition. Farage. Forcing Cresswell back. Farage with the cross. Altman. Followed in saved by Ledesh.
Oh, good save.
Gratefully by Alphonse Areola.
That's a chance, especially falling to Ledesh with the left foot that he's showed us he possesses. Just sunk a little deeper as the game's worn on. West Ham defensively. Ledesh from the edge of the box, you can see, smashes it into the ground. There's no pace in the strike, or all the pace comes out of it. Comfortably claimed by Areola with a smile on his face.
Assuming he gets through the next 40 seconds, it'll be for Alphonse Areola. A 5th clean sheet in 9 European games, and of course with Lucas Fabianski having suffered that broken cheekbone, he's getting Premier League action at the moment too. Done by Skamaka. Well, West Ham would have signed for that, for sure. Quality wins it, quality in the moments, and there were 2 Michail Antonio moments just before half-time. A deft, sharp header and a beautifully calculated right foot curler, which sends the East End folk back to Larnaca Airport with smiles on their faces.
Hopefully, folks, you guys have enjoyed the stream. Like, subscribe with the bell notification, get the post. And I'll see you guys on Saturday for Napoli versus Atalanta.